To get started on your sculpture, you're going to need the cardboard, paper cups, paper tape, gesso that you received in your supply pack. You're also going to need a pencil, a pair of scissors, some liquid glue, an X-Acto knife if possible, and some magazines or books to weight down your sculpture while it dries. The first thing that you want to do is use your digital sketch to look at the shape of your sculpture. Then you're going to use your pencil and you're going to sketch out the contours of your shape as large as you can on the first piece of cardboard. The edges of your shape should touch at least 2 sides of the cardboard, if not 3 to 4 sides. You want to try and make it as large as possible on that piece of cardboard. Once you've sketched out the contours of your shape using your pencil, you're then going to use either a pair of scissors or an X-Acto knife to cut out the shape on that first piece of cardboard. Keep in mind that if your shape is round like mine, you're going to need to cut one side a little bit flat so that it will be able to stand up on a table once the sculpture is created. If you cut all the sides completely round, then it won't stand up, it'll just roll. Also notice that I'm using one of the magazines underneath my piece of cardboard as I'm cutting with the X-Acto knife. That way I'm not cutting into the table and scratching the surface. Once you've cut out your first piece of cardboard, you're going to use that piece as a template to trace the shape onto your second piece of cardboard, and then you're going to cut out the second piece of cardboard the same way. Once you have your second piece cut out, you want to stack the 2 pieces on top of each other so that they line up. And then you're going to open up the cardboard like a flip book so that the inside of the cardboard pieces are exposed. Another thing to keep in mind while you're cutting your sculpture is that you don't want any part of your sculpture to be thinner than 3 inches. No piece should be less than 3 inches because then the paper cups will not fit inside. Once you've opened up your sculpture so that the insides of the sculpture are exposed, you want to cover the inside parts of that sculpture with the glue. Once the glue is applied, you're going to stack your cups on one side of the sculpture, put some cups placed upside down and some cups placed right side up. Try to evenly distribute the cups throughout the sculpture and try to make sure that you get some cups close to the edge of the sculpture. That will create more stability in your sculpture. Once your cups are placed, you're going to then close your sculpture so that the glue side is down. Make sure that you line up your sculpture the best that you possibly can. And then once your sculpture is lined up the best that it possibly can, you're going to weight down the top of that sculpture with your magazines or your books so that that glue can dry. That is the first step of the sculpture. You must wait for it to dry, the glue to dry, before you can move on to the next step.